Getting a colonoscopy, not exactly on anyone's list of favorite things to do, but it is a crucial screening and diagnostic procedure. We're joined by Dr. Kumar of Mercy's GI Clinic here in Cedar Rapids. Good morning, doctor. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me here.
We were just talking in the lobby. There's a lot of things that people hear that aren't necessarily true, so we're going to work our way through them. First off, it's not the most savory topic that we're about to dive into, but it is very important and can be life-saving too. That is true.
That is true. Colonoscopy, it is one of the most common GI procedures that we do in the world. It's very common. It gives us an access to the bowel. We can visualize the bowel, look for abnormalities such as the polyp, which in some cases can lead up to become colon cancer. It's an outpatient procedure. People end up going home the same day, and some people say the bowel prep is worse than actually going through the procedure itself.
And we're going to talk about that prep coming up. But before we get to that, we're looking at just some file video here to kind of supplement what we're talking about. Tell me about screening guidelines. Who needs to think about this? Who needs to get on a list? And who needs to really get serious about it? How does that change?
So until very recently, previously the guidelines were that people used to start screening colonoscopy at the age of 50. But more recently, there have been an update. We start screening colonoscopy. We start screening for colonoscopies at the age of 45 for an average risk individual. Now, suppose in certain cases, when there are some people who have more than average risk, like a family history or so on and so forth, then we decrease the age to say 40.
40, yeah. 40 years old if you have a history or if you're at increased risk.
Yes.
All right. You mentioned the prep. Let's talk about the prep, because some people say the prep is worse than the procedure. We have a full screen graphic here, Sean, if you'd be so kind. Doctor, 3 different versions here. Tell me a little bit about what we're looking at here.
So there's a large volume prep, there's a slow volume prep, and there are pills, which is more of a recent entrant. So large volume prep is we have to drink about a gallon of water, gallon of prep. The low volume prep, and it's 2 small bottles that you have to chug, but it is a misnomer because you still have to drink about a gallon of water with it, and the same goes on with the pills. You still have to drink a lot of water. It is important to understand, for us to do a good job, for us to visualize those subtle abnormalities, we need to have a clean colon. And for us to have a clean colon, it's important that you do a good cleanse. And these are the few things that help us get a good cleanse.
And obviously, you guys are going to know if somebody didn't follow through on the prep. Somebody can't just cheat their way through that, right?
Yeah, you can find corns and...
Again, we're having a kind of a lighthearted moment with a serious topic here. 40 years old if you're at risk. How do you get people to get over the fear? It's that unknown that people are worried about when it comes to colonoscopy.
So colonoscopy is not all that bad, but you have to keep in mind, colon cancer is amongst the top 3 leading cancers in both men and women. Every year, over 50,000 people die from colon cancer. And of late, more recently, the trend has been, it's been increasingly common in younger individuals which are less than 50. So it's a small inconvenience, and I would say go through it, get it done, because it can save your life. And not just life, it will have a big impact on your future morbidities.
We have about just under 60 seconds left here. Somebody goes through the test, goes through the colonoscopy. How soon will they know what you guys found?
Typically, right after the colonoscopy, we give them the results right there and then. Right there and then. But suppose in a colonoscopy, when we've taken a biopsy, it takes a few days to come for the results to come. If we need additional testing and we have to send it to an outside lab, it takes a little longer, but typically we give the results right there and then, right immediately after the procedure.
Right there. And then final question, get a hold of you guys at Mercy. We're going to put the information on the screen there. The GI Clinic has its own web page and everything, so we can learn about you guys and what you do and how to be a part of it.
So we can always, you can always get in touch with the clinic, give us a call. We are more than friendly, more than welcome. And or you can log on to the website at mercycare.org/GI, and you can get some more information about it.
Don't put it off. Don't be afraid. That's the big takeaway.
Yes, I think it is very, very important.
Dr. Kumar, thank you so much for being here this morning. We appreciate it.